King's Dominion is about to celebrate a huge milestone, 50 years of thrills, laughter, and memories. But while the park is closed for the off-season, it's the perfect time to take a trip down memory lane and look at the rides and experiences that used to be. Welcome to Edutainment. My name's Eddie, and today, let's revisit the rides of the past and take a look at what made King's Dominion such a classic destination for thrill seekers. With a brand new coaster, Rapterra, on the way, let's reflect on some of the legendary rides that defined the park before the new beast takes its place. You might be surprised by what used to be at King's Dominion. Let's start off with the roller coaster, and no better place to start than the predecessor to Rapterra, Volcano, the Blast Coaster. A ride that launched King's Dominion into the global spotlight. Opened in 1998, this intense coaster was famous for its unique design, a roller coaster that launched you straight out of a volcano. It was one of the first of its kind, and a favorite for the fans and enthusiasts until it was retired in 2019 officially after a prolonged closure. Whether you loved it or were scared of it, Volcano left a lasting mark on the park and set a high bar for the thrill rides. Next, we talk about Rebel Yell, now known as Racer 75. This wooden coaster was the ultimate race between two tracks, side by side, as riders competed to see who could get to the finish line first. A classic from the early days of the park, Rebel Yell became a fan favorite and remains an iconic part of King's Dominion's history. And this brings us to a more recent announcement, and of course, that means let's talk about Anaconda. This looping coaster, which opened in 1991, became one of the park's most iconic attractions. With its massive loops and intense drops, it offered a unique, thrilling experience that many fans remember fondly. While it was announced that Anaconda will officially close on December 27, 2024, it will surely be missed by many coaster lovers who grew up with it. For years, it was a favorite for those seeking that signature corkscrew twist and heart-racing thrills. But while we'll be sad to see Anaconda go, every end brings a new beginning. Its closure opens the door for new opportunities at King's Dominion, more space for fresh, exciting attractions that could shape the park's next chapter. The memories of Anaconda will live on, but who knows what the future will hold. It's an exciting time to be a fan of King's Dominion, and while we say goodbye to this classic, we can look forward to what's next. Now let's keep looking back. Next, let's talk about Shockwave, the park's standing roller coaster that closed in 2015. While standing coasters may not be my personal favorite type of ride, I found them to be a bit uncomfortable. There's no denying that Shockwave deserves a place in King's Dominion's history. I had a chance to ride Shockwave during its run, and despite not being the most pleasant experience, it was a unique coaster that offered something different from a traditional seated ride. Standing coasters were a novelty at the time, and Shockwave gave guests an unforgettable experience even if the ride was a little rough. It may not have had the most smooth thrills, but for many, it was a memorable part of King's Dominion's experience, and it's a ride that still holds a place in the park's legacy. Now let's talk about the Big Dog, another coaster that has defined the park over the last decade, Intimidator 305. Opened in 2010, this coaster quickly earned a reputation as one of the world's most intense rides. With its 305-foot drop, tight curves, and the record-breaking speed, Intimidator 305 pushed the limits of roller coaster design and became a favorite for thrill seekers. But 2024 will see Intimidator 305 temporarily close as King's Dominion prepares for a major retheme. While it's always tough to say goodbye to a classic, don't worry, this isn't the end. Intimidator 305 will return in 2025 under a new name, Pantherian. While the name will change, the legendary intensity and heart-pounding thrills won't go anywhere. In fact, the retheme promises new surprises and a fresh look, making sure that the iconic coaster continues to thrill guests for years to come. Now, of course, that's just some of the rides and roller coasters that have etched their name in the history of King's Dominion and are either gone or rethemed, but that's not all that King's Dominion has had to offer. Attractions have been a big part of it. The non-coaster attractions. Before the modern roller coaster took center stage at King's Dominion had plenty of classic rides that captured the imagination of visitors. One of the park's earliest and most unique attractions was Lion Country Safari, which opened on April 27th of 1974 as the very first part of King's Dominion amusement park complex in Doswell, Virginia. The safari featured a drive-through experience where guests could go up close and personal with hundreds of animals including lions, elephants, giraffes, rhinos, and antelope. It wasn't just a zoo, it was a thrilling journey through nature itself. In 1975, the park installed a monorail, offering guests a chance to ride instead of driving through with their own cars in the safari. This addition made it even easier for visitors to experience the wild creatures in a unique way. The monorail allowed families to enjoy the safari experience while staying cool and comfortable. At its peak, Lion Country Safari was extremely popular, with long lines forming across the Livingston restaurants. It became one of the park's signature experiences, drawing guests in looking for a more laid-back, nature-filled adventure away from the fast-paced coasters. However, over time, the safari's popularity began to decline. As visitors' tastes shifted and the park's focus moved more towards high-thrill attractions, the safari area was phased out. Paramount, the owner of Kings Dominion at the time, made the decision to relocate 130 exotic birds and a variety of Asian and African animals. The 100 acres that had once housed the safari animals were then used to develop new rides and attractions to keep the park evolving. The concept of Lion Country Safari was groundbreaking for its time, offering a cageless zoo experience, an educational, family-oriented opportunity to witness wildlife up close in a way that hadn't been done before in the US. While the safari may no longer be around, it was an important part of Kings Dominion's early years, blending education and entertainment in a way that was ahead of its time. Next, we have one that I wish I would have experienced myself, and I wish still existed. Another one of the park's earliest attractions, which was the Skyway, a scenic chairlift that gave guests a bird's eye view of the park as they cruised high above the crowds. It wasn't about speed and thrills, it was about taking in the sights and appreciating the beauty of the park from above. Though it's gone now, it is one of those rides that many longtime park fans still talk about fondly. Our next attraction can't be mentioned without talking about one of the coasters that we talked about earlier that took its place, Volcano the Blast Coaster. The area used to be the Lost World. This dark ride, which was part of the park's early years, was a mysterious and adventurous attraction, taking riders through themed scenes of prehistoric life and ancient ruins. While it's no longer around, it is one of the earliest immersive experiences that helped Kings Dominion set itself apart from parks of its time. These attractions, though long gone, were a big part that made Kings Dominion such a unique place to visit, offering more than just roller coasters, but a whole world of adventures for guests to explore. We speak of these rides and attractions of the past fondly because Kings Dominion has always been more than just roller coasters. It's been a place where families could come together, make memories, and experience thrills of all kinds. From the early days with traditional rides to today's cutting-edge coasters, the park has evolved to meet the needs of every generation. But no matter how much the park has changed over the decades, the core experience, creating unforgettable memories with families and friends, has remained the same. The rides may have come and gone, but Kings Dominion's commitment to providing fun and excitement for every visitor is something that will always stand the test of time. Now, looking ahead to the 50th anniversary and Rapterra, the best is yet to come. With the park's 50th anniversary just around the corner, Kings Dominion is ready to unveil its next thrill, Rapterra, an all-new roller coaster that's bound to become the park's next iconic ride. Replacing the legendary Volcano, Rapterra promises to be bigger, faster, and more exciting than anything that has come before it. Or at least it'll try. Will it live up to the legendary coaster of the past? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure, the future of Kings Dominion is brighter than ever, and we can't wait to see what other surprises are in store for the 50th anniversary celebration. The park is about to embark on a new chapter, and you won't want to miss it. What's your favorite part of Kings Dominion's rides from the past? Drop your memories in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates as we count down to the park's big 50th anniversary. See you in March for the park's grand reopening. Guys, we had a blast bringing you guys along for this little trip down memory lane. I hope you guys enjoyed. We will see you on the next one, but up till then, don't forget to ask yourself, have you been entertained?